What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic. And yes, the BMW DLC is out. So today we are going to be working on the beautiful BMW 2002 Turbo from 1974. It's the standard edition. There is only one edition of all of the BMWs from the BMW DLC. This one is available from the junkyard, the auction, or the barn. We got ours from the auction house, and actually it's in very good condition, almost up to 50% on everything, apart from that bodywork, which we can work on a little bit later. No problem at all. Did we get a good deal for the 2002 Turbo? No, but not by much, so we'll definitely take that one. 41,637 is what we paid, and we could sell it for 41,517 before we even begin. The engine in this one is an i4 M31, a turbo engine with 170 factory horsepower. We will obviously be tuning this as much as we possibly can today before we take this beast around the racetrack. We're going back to the racetrack, and I want to beat the M1 Pro car, or at least get very close to it if I possibly can. Be nice to get two of the BMWs onto the racetrack lap time board. Words. But there we go, looking awesome. Before we jump on and carry on with this BMW, here are the winners from the BMW DLC on the official Red Dot Games Discord server. Absolutely fantastic. For the PlayStation, we had Mr. Brutal with this black, white, and green camo, looking fantastic. For the Xbox, BF Gamer 2002, beautiful looking design there. Absolutely fantastic on that one there. We also have Demonic with a grey FMW with black stripes running through the top. Zaraki with this custom livery looking absolutely fantastic. And Paulinho Bacana, hopefully I pronounced that one right, with a beautiful engine swapped FMW right there. All 5 winners have been announced. They are on the Discord server and they have their ways to get their codes. So congratulations to all of you. Absolutely fantastic. We will be starting a new competition yesterday. As you will have watched this, I really did have to think about that one. Sorry, no idea what day of the week it is. But this is a Friday's video. That's going to make my life a little bit easier. Let's crack on the BMW 2002 Turbo. First off, let's jump in and take a look at this other new beautiful engine in there. Looking absolutely fantastic. The fuel injector wrapping around the same as it did in the last one. Looking very good. And we do also have that beautiful little turbo just down here. Looking fantastic. Cannot wait to get stuck into this one. So let's get started. Let's get this beast into the car wash. Let's get it cleaned up. In the car wash with the 2002 Turbo BMW, looking a beautiful, very, very good looking car, this one. But let's get it cleaned, see what we've got underneath all of that dust and grime on here. What colour are you? Some sort of dark silvery colour, looking quite good. Not sure if that's what we're going to stick with, but you've already seen the thumbnail, so you already know. I, at this point, do not. Let's get the interior done, get this wonderful machine back onto the lifter, get the engine ripped out of there, and start stripping everything down. She's up in the air. Let's see if that i4's got its oil pan. There is an oil pan on there, so we need to get that all drained out. Save us having to clean some liquids off of the workshop floor. Very dark, but quite a lot of it in there, if I'm being truly honest. So let's get in and see what we need to take out. Starting with, if I could get there, that wonderful starter. Out you come. Nice and easy. If we nip around to the back, we've got the drive shaft here. Out you come. There we go. And, oh, no rusty bolts so far. I am liking that. Gearbox is probably going to be loaded with them. Again, no rusty bolts. Happy with that. Grab the front exhaust section, and we might as well just grab the rest of the exhaust while we're here. Out you all come. We'll also jump down the back and get out that fuel pump and fuel tank while we're under here as well. So let's get back up. We want to pull that engine out of there, so let's get it back down on the ground. Go and get the engine crane and get that little i4 turbo engine ripped out of there, ready to be stripped down and worked on. Out you come. Nice and easy. That is what we like. What have we got inside this engine bay then? Have we got anything missing is my first port of call. Nothing that we haven't already taken out, so I'm happy with that. So we've got a new air filter over here, looking quite nice, with clips on it as well, so we can get them painted a little bit later. Wishy-washy reservoir, fuse box just up here, power steering, brake servo just over here. Then we got the battery and the coolant reservoir, or the radiator C, which does have all of the coolant in it. So let's start getting this stripped out, starting by draining the liquids. Right-click, additional tool, drain tool, click on hold in whichever container you want to drain the liquids from, and they will all drain out. We're going to get the rest of this all stripped out and ready to go. When we come back, it's time to sort out this beautiful bodywork before pitting this 2002 Turbo into the paint shop. And I'm back. As you might be able to tell, I started recording this video before I got massively unwell. I was a little bit unwell before I got massively unwell. I'm feeling a little bit better today. I'm still not great. Definitely a pretty bad chest infection. But I've also got a little bit of a cold on top of that as well. So it's making me feel like absolute death right now. So I do apologise if my voice is a bit off. There isn't maybe as much enthusiasm as there normally is. But we'll try and do it. We'll make it as best we can for you. I don't like not recording. I'm one of these people that always has to be doing something. But anyway, let's crack on with the 2002 Turbo BMW. We need to get all this bodywork sorted out. So let's just get stripping it all down. No fender on that side. You have a front bumper and a headlight in there. Nothing out. Oh, what was that? Was that bodywork? That was showing me some parts from underneath. Front right fender. We've got no windshield in there. That's not a rear fender. That's just part of the bodywork. We do have a rear light. No rear bumper. Rear plate on there. No windows. That's not an arch. There we go. Out with the door. And that should be everything for the bodywork. But let's get in and get this beautiful interior. I love the two-tone colours on this. I can't wait to do something with that a little bit later. Hopefully make it look pretty cool. And hopefully do the same with the front and the back. We shall see. I'm stuck on the pillar. And we'll also get out that beautiful steering wheel there. There we go. Let's double check we've got everything before we move on. 1% on there. We're going to the puzzle mode. Nothing showing up on there. We really have got everything. Ooh, back into that mode. The frame's at 46%. And I paid just over 41,000 for it. So what do we think for the 2002 Turbo? Will it sell for a lot? It is realistically in real life a very unique car worth quite a bit of money. So I'm going to say 2,327 because why not? 2,000 straight on, not too far off for the BMW 2002 Turbo. But let's get in. As we've already mentioned, none of the BMWs have any alternative body parts. But if we go to the bodywork station, click on the 2002 Turbo. There's all your parts. Nice and simple. Everything's just a straight up like for like. So that's what we're going to crack on with. We're going to get everything repaired that we can repair. Buy what we need to buy. Get this all back together. And then it's into the paint shop. Let's get our beautiful little 2002 Turbo all back together then, ready to go into the paint shop, starting with the front left fender. On you go, just the wheel arch there, looking nice. Then we got the hood and the front bumper on there with some beautiful rounded headlights, looking nice. The other fender on the other side, and then we got some windows to go in, along with a door and some mirrors. There we go. On you go and in you go just there. Round to the back, we've got the rear window, the trunk with its little spoiler on there, looking very, very good. Then we got the tail lights, very fancy looking tail lights. I'm sure these are stolen from something else, but never mind. Rear bumper, on you go. I don't mean in game, I mean in the real life build, by the way. Then we got the body window, door. Struggling with the words today. Front window and the mirror on there. Should be finishing all of that off apart from the plates. So let's get on them. We've got our VM plates with just 2002 written on them. Again, with the lettering all fixed. It looks fantastic. Loving that. Background to the front. Let's get the front one on there. Looking awesome. And then to finish it off, we just need to get in and get this interior in. We've got a brand new 2002 Turbo benches, front seats, and obviously a new steering wheel to go on there. As I said earlier, we will be trying to add some colour, just a little bit of colour to these seats a little bit later on. We'll see how that turns out, but at the moment, it's looking pretty good. We do have a bit of red in there that we could also play with. I'm thinking about adding a splash of red to this anyway. So there we go. Let's get it into the paint shop. Let's decide what colours we're going to go for. We've got the 2002 Turbo in the paint shop. A few mismatched parts as it stands at the moment, but we're going to rectify that right now. So let's get on with it. Let's get in and have a look. Now, factory colours, this might be the only car I pick a solid on with this beautiful solid white on here. Looking very, very nice. Other factories, we've got a gloss white, which is a little bit beigey. Then we've got the colour that it came with, this sort of like browny, metallic-y, silver-looking colour. Then we've got a lighter version of that, more silver, less brown in there. And then we've got a solid black. Now, you can see the solid black, you can see the little dimples. But if I go into solid white, it's not really visible that it's got any of them little dimples. So that is the colour we are going to be going for today. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Let's go and pick our livery. Now, there's two liveries that come with this one from the game. Slot number one, you've got this wraparound livery on here, which does look absolutely fantastic. Excellent work, looking very nice. Slot number two, you've got the diagonal coming into the centre of the car from that rear wheel arch, going over the top and back into the same place, looking quite good. And then the legend that is French Toast created a third livery, which is my favourite. And this is the livery that everyone knows. This is the most famous livery for this car. So there we go. You've got the backwards facing or the reversed Turbo 2002 on the front. That is intentional.
That is how it was meant to be. Kind of like how an ambulance has got ambulance written backwards on the front. So when you see it in your rear view mirror, you know exactly what's coming up behind you, because these will be coming up behind you quite fast very often. But there we go, looking absolutely fantastic. You've also got the little lip hook on the side there with the turbo going in round into the rear bumper. Looking very, very nice. Excellent job, French Toast. I absolutely love it. We're definitely going to be sticking with that one, but we do want to get some colour on these bolts, and I know that I'm definitely going for a white. So we're going to go, not that, I don't want that. Get off of that. I've ruined everything. Back into that. Solid white. There we go. I just want to go screw painting. I'm going to go with everything, and we're going to make them, how do I make them white? I've forgotten how to do it now. Oh yeah, that's it. Saturation 0. Brightness at 100. That should give us plain white screws, he says, and I very much hope. But let's get this painted. On we go. That doesn't look like the original colour that I just selected. Maybe it is. It just came out funny looking from the spray. But that is looking absolutely incredible. Very, very pleased with that. I love this livery. Again, excellent work by French Toast. I will include a link in the description below to this livery if you want to grab it for yourself. But the engine bay is very white, and we are going to have white screws in there. So the actual engine itself is going to be very black, maybe a bit of red on there as well, especially as we've got a bit of red on that dashboard. Looking quite nice. We may get a few chrome elements in there. I'm not going to go over the top with the chrome this time, just a few little splashes. We have got some chrome bits on this car, but not too many. So there we go. Definitely going to try and get some of the white on these seats, make them look good, maybe a little bit on the steering wheel as well. We shall see. But now I've got to get everything else painted and then get this beautiful 2002 turbo back on the lifter, ready for reassembly before tearing up the racetrack. We got everything painted for the beautiful 2002 turbo, ready to all go back together. And just on that quick walk around, you'll notice a couple of bits have changed. Some quite obvious, some not so much. To start with, the interior, plenty of black and white on them seats. I basically made the whole seat white, but left some of the black bits in there front and back. I think that looks absolutely incredible, in my opinion. Looking very nice. We also added a dab of white to the center of the steering wheel there. Again, looking quite good. These mirrors are now in steel black instead of chrome. Again, looking nice. And if we dip all the way down to the back, that rear bumper is also now in steel black instead of a cheeky little bit of chrome on there. There we go. I think that's everything color changed on the beautiful 2002 turbo. Loving this livery. Again, excellent work by French Toast. But let's get you up in the air and let's get started with all of our suspension. We've got black springs. We got black shocks and red springs on there. All looking pretty good. It is the same front and back with two different setups. So let's just go chuck a couple of bits in. Starting down the back here, that coil spring rear drive axle, which we've done in a white for the back. Out of there we come, and we'll go into the front. And then at the front here, we've only got a couple of bits to go in. We've got a black front suspension cross member. Then we've got a white sway bar and a white steering rack. Not forced, so that we still keep these rubber bits on the end of just everything. When you paint it normally, that's how it comes out. It looks very, very good. Now let's get to some clips of this all going in. Hopefully it's going to look fantastic, and we'll be back in a second. Let's get on with this front suspension then, mostly in black and white, a little bit of chrome there on the lower suspension arm, and all of the bushings are in a beautiful red and black two-tone on there. The one thing we didn't paint today was the Brumbo brake calipers, leaving them in their standard colours. Let's get on and get the rear done. Onto the rear then, and we still have one chrome piece, just that one suspension arm in there. The rest of it in black and red, looking very, very nice. Keeping up with that colour theme for the engine and everything like that. We once again left the brake caliper unpainted, but now let's get on, sort the engine bay and that turbocharged i4. That's all the suspension done, mostly in black and white. Few splashes of red, in fact quite a lot of red under there, but it looks really good. And then just a tiny little bit of chrome, one piece on either side, front and back, looking very, very good. But now let's crack on and get this engine bay all sorted out and ready to go. Up here we got the wishy-washy reservoir and the brake servo just in the back, totally unpainted there. Then over here we got the brand new air filter for this i4 engine. So let's get you in, just in a lovely bit of gloss black in there with a performance air filter and a lovely color cover on the top there. And we got some lovely red clips just to finish it off. In you go. On you go, and let's get that last one on there. If I could click on it, that is. There we go, looking good. Over to the other side, we've got a lovely red battery tray. An unpainted battery, but it comes in pretty much a black and red anyway, so it looks quite good. With the bracket on top in a black, and some lovely chrome support arms. Not painted, just left them in their natural chrome this time around. And then the last piece for the engine bay is this big old classic radiator seat. Also just in that gloss black, finishing it all off in there. Looking very, very nice. Not too much red in the engine bay, mostly just black and white. You do obviously have a bit on the battery and a little bit on the air intake there, but looking good in black and white. But now let's go and build that turbocharged i4 engine. It is looking very good. The oil pan's just in a straight up black. In fact, it's in a steel black, I should say, using the Quality of Life mod. The engine block is in a steel black and red, as you can see on there with a few little red accessories. And then the engine head cover on top is just in a steel black and gloss black, hence why you get this shiny bit here and this matte sort of, well, matching finish on the outside there. It does finish off with a little bit of red on the springs on the inside, looking very good. Inside this engine, we've got the camshaft up here and a rocker arm A and a rocker arm B. None of that needs bolting up, just loosely placed in, and it will be fine. Down the sides, you've got the full spark plugs, nice and simple. Don't forget them, as I very nearly did when building this engine earlier. Let's crack on, though. Cam gear, apparently it needs the i6 cam gear. I'm not sure why that is. Confused me, but there we go. Then we've got a lovely timing chain on the front there with another beautiful pair of BMW shoes. In you go, and in you go on this side. Looking good. And then we should have some covers to go over the top. Big timing cover B. This is in red and steel black, obviously. Looking very nice. Now, when we come up to the car, the engine going in the car, should I say, all of these bolts will go to white. It will give it a different finish. Definitely looking a little bit different. And the arm down here is just in a cheeky little red. In you go. And then we've got the crankshaft pulley in a steel black on there. The water pump in a chrome and red, just to add something different to it. We also have the water pump pulley just in a black on there. Alternator is in chrome and red, looking very nice. In you go, and in you go. We do have another piece to go here. We'll have to do that one a little bit later. Oil filter just down here is in a red and black, and it looks very good. I'm liking that. I mean, it is still technically a red colour. Just about see it, but it does sort of blend in with all the black, looking quite nice. Fuel filter just up here, in you go, and then we're going to swing back around to the front and carry on up here. We got a timing cover A up here, which is in black. I do believe there is so, I don't, just straight up in black on there. I thought I did this two-tone, but the red didn't show up on the outside, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Why is there a little bit of red showing through there? Or maybe that's the underside of this cover. Bit bizarre, but never mind. On with the engine head cover. Let's get you in. We have done that one in a red, but you'll see in a moment. It is black with all the lines and the text in red, and I think it looks absolutely fantastic. If I could get that bolt, there we go. All you go in there, looking very, very nice. Then onto the ignition distributor, which we haven't painted because I wanted a bit of chrome on this, but I didn't want to force chrome it because this goes chrome and that goes chrome. So I just kind of left it and hope that it's going to turn out all right with some of the other chrome pieces. Distribution rotor on the top with a beautiful black cap on there to finish it off. And the two remaining clips that we saw in the engine bay. In we go. Oh, missed you. And in we go just there. Now, onto this side, we need to get this big old intake manifold on. It says it's red. Don't worry, I haven't gone that over the top. It is mostly black. Just a few little red accents and accessories on there. Mostly on the bolts. A few little intakes just there. And things like that, but it's looking good. We did say it was going to be a mostly black engine. Throttle is in red and black, but kind of alternating, just to make that red pop just a tiny little bit more on the top of the engine there. Then we get this beautiful fuel injector. I love these ones. As you can see, it's got lots of different parts to it. It says it's red, but it is a chrome and red, and it does look beautiful. Just a little bits of chrome on there with all the piping going up into that intake in the red. Looking very, very nice. Let's crack on, though. A few more bits to go at the front here. We got a serpentine belt in you go blacked out. Then we got a timing cover C on the top, which is in a white. Just adding a splash of that to it as we're here. And then the other serpentine belt just on the front there with a black radiator fan. In you go. Looking good, looking good. Let's crack on. Let's get up here a little bit. The ignition wires in you go, obviously in a beautiful red and white. Just a little bit of white on that clip there. Again, just to splash it in. Then we got the exhaust manifold, which is in white. I was tempted to do this in chrome, but I figured, why not? Let's just go for a white exhaust front to back. It's going to look good. Hopefully. We'll see in a bit. Not too much to go on this engine now. Then the turbo's also in a white with a little bit of red on there as well. Just a splash, just to make it separate up a little bit more and look very, very good. But that's it. That is our turbocharged i4 engine, all finished and ready to get dropped into our 2002. So let's get it off the stand. And let's get it into the car. In we go. Let's get you dropped in. Get that crane put away. Away you go. And see how it looks. Looking pretty good from the top end there. Lots of black, lots of red, and a few little bits of white just popping out. I really like it. I'm very pleased with it. And then we've also got all our white bolts dotted in there. Mixed in with the red bolts every now and then, just for a bit of good measure. but it does look very, very good. I do kind of want to just get in and see this fan. See how the white bolts look on the front there. Very, very nice. I am liking that a lot. So let's get this one up in the air. Let's get the few last bits on and get this one all finished off. Underside, we got gearbox, a drive shaft, and exhaust to go. Not too much, so let's just get on with it. On with the gearbox, obviously the tuned performance one. In you go, just in a black there, with some lovely white bolts, obviously. Up to the starter, up on this side, in you go. You are in a red with your beautiful white bolts, like in that one. And then we will, if I can get to it, it never likes clicking on this drive shaft. There we go. Onto the drive shaft, which is in a red and black. Again, beautiful white bolts finishing it off. I couldn't quite reach that last one. In you go, and there we go. Now onto all of the exhaust. We got the front exhaust section. You know it. This is all in white. It's going to look beautiful. Middle muffler. I wasn't sure if you could change this one with the TK Aftermarket. I haven't had a look yet myself, but this is the one I want to stick with on this build anyway. So we're going to leave that one in there. And then for our beautiful rear muffler, we've kept it in the white, but it does have a cheeky little black tip on it just to really finish it off and make it look that little bit different. But there we go. Let's take a walk out and see how it looks. Just about to see the chrome popping through there, through the white and black. Then we got that white central bit running all the way down through, and then a bit more white down at the back there with a few bits of black and red, just finishing it off. And then a black tip on the exhaust, again, just finishing it off and making it look fantastic. I do like how it's got a white on the inside and black on the outside. Really just changes the feel of the build for me. But there we go. That's it. That's everything on. We need to get the windows tinted, liquids topped up, some beautiful wheels done for this 2002 Turbo, and get this one outside in the sun. Just before we finish off the 2002 Turbo, I just wanted to show you the 3 rim options we've got for this one. This is the rim option A, which came on it as standard, basically. Nice and simple. Like that, you got the black internal piece, and then you're obviously metallic silver around the outside. And I will say the bolts aren't normally that colour. They're painted white on this build, as you saw earlier. We do have sort of a chrome centre cap. If we go around to the other side, this is rim number B. Rim B, which is exactly the same as the other one, except it doesn't have that black central piece in there. Still looks pretty good. And then we've got rim C down the back here, which is very similar, but doesn't have the central cutouts, as you can see. Not central cutouts, sorry. It's, what is different? There we go. I can see what's different now. The vents are much wider apart. Much more of them are going around that one. It's just a slightly different look. Bit more material in the centerpiece there. Yeah, just it's a different style of rim for it. Not what we're going to go for. I just wanted to show you the 3 different options. A, which is the two-tone black and silver. Then you've got B, which is the same as A without the black. And then C, which is a totally different rim. Well, here she is then, all finished with the beautiful BMW 2002 Turbo in a fantastic livery by French Toast. I will include this one in the description below. Don't worry about that. You will be able to grab it yourself if you want to for the beautiful BMW 2002 Turbo. Looking fantastic, mostly in a white, a very sort of flat white, but then we've got lots of black and red and a little bit of chrome in that engine bay as well. And also some black and white on the interior. Looking pretty suave in there, if I do say so myself. But onto these rims, one thing we have lost is we've lost the BMW badge in the middle, which is a bit of a shame. I went for the 2002 Turbo A rims, which are the ones that come in the black and silver as standard. I've changed all the silver to white, which has sadly lost us the BMW logo in the middle because it's gone black and white on there. Bolts are also in white, but it's looking pretty good. The size of these wheels, or that I went for today at least, is a 16-inch rim with a 225 width. And a 45 profile on there is the same on all 4 corners. And I think they fit the vehicle quite well, if I do say so myself. They don't stick out too far. They just stick out far enough, in my opinion. But there we go. Let's jump inside one more time for the beautiful interior in there. Looking lovely. But let's take a seat. We also have the red on the dial fascia. There we go. That'll do. Dial fascia. Looking quite nice in there. And I like that. That's what made us include some red elements inside the engine and a few places like that. Just that tiny splash of red on there made me want to splash red in the rest of the build, but it's looking nice in here. I love this interior. I'd love a BMW 2002, but I'll never be able to afford one. So let's just get this one started and see what this little i4 Turbo sounds like. Bit quiet on the tick over there, but let's give it some gas. There's that turbo whistle, one of my favourite sounds in the game. Absolutely loving that one. And it's got a bit of a grumble to it at the top end as well. I quite like it. But now, let's get this beast onto the dyno, see what its horsepower is, what its drag rating will be, and then see if we can get it round the racetrack in a lap time, beating the M1 Pro car.
on the dyno with the 2002 turbo BMW, and it's turbo powered, ironically enough, i4 M31 engine, pumping out 171 of factory horsepower today. How much have we added, and what's his drag rating? A gain of 120 horsepower, 71%, not quite the full big numbers that we are used to on this channel here, but still bringing us up to 290 measured horsepower, and a drag rating, lowly drag rating of C, 214. It's a good job we're not drag racing this 2002 today. Let's have a look at the gearbox tuning. This is what we've gone for. I spent many hours trying to get this to something good, and I'll be honest, I can't quite get it to something that's really good around the track. This is a drivable car around the track. It's a bit of fun. It's very stable, I'll give it that. But now let's get on and have a look, see what we can do on the track. I don't think we'll be breaking any records today. There is no ECU, there's no carburetors to tune, so we've got nothing extra to tune. But if you do want to know how to tune these, there is a link in the description below to both easy tuning options for both of them. You could find them on the shorts page on my channel. But now let's get on with it. Let's get the BMW 2002 Turbo over to the racetrack, and let's see what she can do. On the racetrack with the BMW 2002 Turbo, our goal today was to beat the M1 Pro car around this track, which managed a flying lap of 1:23.298, and I'm pretty confident we won't be beating that one today, but we'll still get into it. We're still going to have some fun on the track anyway. You know the drill. We're going to do a standing lap. We're going to do a flying lap. You won't see much of the standing lap unless anything epic happens or I make a really silly mistake. I guess that could fall under epic anyway, but you will see all of the flying lap regardless of what happens. So let's get on with it. Let's go. Come on, you little 2002 Turbo. Off the line. And let's head up into turn number 1. Now, this does go through the gears quite quickly. But as you can see, there's not really much speed in any of them gears. We're already in 4th gear. And we've only just gone over 125 kilometers an hour. I somehow do not think this is going to set any world records around the track today. So let's just crack on and see where we end up. As I said, this car doesn't have the most massive amount of power. So we're just doing what we're doing. Keep it going around there, keep it going around there, and get across the line in 1:41.5 seconds, a little bit over that. But now we're on our flying lap. This is the one that counts. This is the important one, as we just, a little bit off the acceleration there, rather than keeping it flat all the way through. But this isn't too shabby. This is quite quick. I'm normally at about 15-16 seconds when I get to this stage, so I'm happy with that for this run with the 2002 Turbo. Let's get into it. The big left-hand turn. We're not going to brake. We're just going to let off the acceleration, let the car pull us around, and then power on the acceleration there. We are going to drop it down into 4th, though, to make it feel a bit more comfortable as we come flying through here. And obviously, we're not going to lift through here. We're just going to keep it nice and flat all the way through. Not too shabby. It is quite a smooth drive. It's a little bit jittery when you turn, as you can see. But other than that, it's pretty good. Brake down into 4th. No, I wanted to go into 3rd. But there we go, as we pull around. That was a good corner, in my opinion. Probably not the best you've ever seen, but I'm not a racing driver. I mean, I'm not even a track driver, let's be honest. Let's get into this. Keeping it flat all the way through. We're not going to let off the acceleration. We're going to let the bankness of this corner get us down as we clip the apex and head towards the apex on the way out as well. Although it's a bit too slow to be counting apexes like that, but never mind. Into the S section. We're doing all right for time. We've not been beaten by the M1 Pro car yet, although it is slowly coming up, and I think there it goes. Bit of braking around there. Definitely want to be down a gear. Following it all the way around. As long as I can get a faster lap than my standing lap, I will be happy with this 2002 BMW Turbo. There we go. Flying across the finish line. What have we ended up with? A 1:36.316. Not too shabby from the BMW 2002 Turbo. I'm not even sure if that gets it in the top 5 on the racetrack lap time board. But we've got the times down. It is what it is. I've definitely enjoyed getting this car done. But let's get it back to the garage, find out where it's going to sit on that racetrack lap time board, and then try and sell it on for a tasty bit of profit. Well, there we are, all finished with the 2002 Turbo BMW and its i4 turbocharged engine. Absolutely fantastic. Yes, it wasn't the greatest around the racetrack. Not at all, not even remotely. We managed a standing lap in a 1:41.457. A flying lap of 1:36.316. Yeah, definitely didn't beat that M1 Pro car, which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is, and we don't mind too bad. Let's talk some facts and figures. I bought this one for $41,637 and could have sold it at a loss of 120. Only 120 at the very beginning, but we obviously didn't do that. We spent a further $68,430 upgrading, tuning, modifying, and painting this beautiful car to how you see it here today, and it is pretty good. Putting our total spend at 110,067. Is there some money to be made from this beautiful 2002 turbo BMW? Let's find out. There she is, all 100% complete, looking fantastic. We did manage to get it in 16th place on the racetrack lap time board. That is only out of 19 though, so yeah, not the most impressive from that one there, even though we did manage to ramp that engine from 170 to 290 horsepower, a gain of 71% from that little i4 turbo engine, should I say. But we did spend 110,067 to get there, so is there some money to be made? There is indeed, with a sale price of 226,474, leaves us with 116,407 profit from the beautiful 2002 turbo BMW. Now, first off, I'd like to apologise it has taken this long to get to this stage. I should have done this all last week, but I've not been feeling well. You've seen some of the posts, you've seen some of the things that I've said. I am not well, both physically, mentally. I am exhausted and I'm emotionally drained. And I don't want to stop doing this, but at the moment, it's a big struggle. I will be back, don't worry. We're not quitting, we're not closing the channel or anything like that. I'm just letting you know a bit of how I feel. But anyway, it's time to say goodbye to the 2002 BMW Turbo. Off you go. Wrong way round, I said all of them words in that order, but it works nonetheless. You got what I meant. What have we got coming up next? Well, it is the final car of the BMW DLC. This is the BMW M4 GTS. Let's get in and take a look. There we go. Special edition. I missed out special edition. We got 86,000 kilometers on ours as it stands at the moment. We got it from the auction, but it's available from all of the places, so you can literally get this one from anywhere. It is a 2016 model, so that does kind of make sense. Condition-wise, everything apart from the frame isn't too shabby. I can deal with that, and we can always repair the frame a little bit later on. Did we get a good deal for the M4? No. 58,409 is what I paid, and I could sell it for 56,802, losing out on 1,607 before we've even started. But I'm sure we can overcome that. We will be drag racing the beautiful BMW M4 GTS Special Edition, so we should have a little bit extra monetary gains as long as we can at least win a race. Maybe more. Hopefully the entire thing, and we can do well with this BMW. The engine in this one is the i6 S55 twin turbo engine. Yes, an inline-six twin turbo. Definitely looking forward to this one. Another brand new engine with the BMW DLC, pumping out 493 factory horsepower. And don't worry, we will be increasing that. We will be tuning that. We will be making this one as fast as we possibly can. And I'm hoping it'll do a little bit better than the 2002 turbo from today. So join us back here next time for the beautiful BMW M4 GTS Special Edition that we'll be tuning and sending down the drag strip. What did you think of the beautiful BMW 2002 Turbo today? Yes, it wasn't the quickest, but it is definitely a very, very good looking car. I absolutely love the way they look. They look chef's kiss, are beautiful. But there we go. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, leave a cheeky little like. Don't forget to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Share this video if you think someone else might enjoy it. Share my channel if you think somebody else might enjoy my entire channel. I definitely appreciate that one. But most importantly, check that you are subscribed. Thank you very much for sticking around, especially you. Yes, you, for sticking around to the end. I very much do appreciate that. It's one of the best ways you can support me is watching the content and watching as much of the content as you possibly can. So thank you for that. Hope you have a beautiful weekend and you're feeling a lot better than I am. Hope you have a wonderful weekend, whatever it is you're getting up to. But as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Like and subscribe for Virtual Mechanic.